All right, you all snap your fingers if you are willing and able. Nice. Thank you all for being here at this experience. Wow, this turnout is amazing. I'm always amazed at who comes here. I'm also such an old school person. I always think, oh, I'm only promoting this on Facebook and Instagram, but that's all that you need right now. Like back in my day, you had to put out there had to be a story about it, like all this stuff. But I'm glad that you all are plugged into what we're doing. So of course, come to Free Verse Poets on Instagram for all of the information. We're going to be back here in June, so it's a little bit of a break before we are back here. But there is going to be a workshop at the James Island Baxter Patrick Library May 30th. So come to that as well. That'll be a free event. There's a lot of poetry events happening around town. It's not just us. So definitely go to Free Verse. I think there's an open mic that Asia May, our current poet laureate, is doing downtown. The North Charleston Arts Fest has a whole bunch of stuff as well. May the 4th, some of the poets in here and I were going to be doing an experience downtown at Dock Street Theater. It's called Singers and Stanzas, where we're going to be doing spoken word, and then there's going to be an opera singer that sings the poem along with music as well. So it'll be May the 4th, which is also Star Wars Day. I almost said no to the gig because I was like, oh, that's a day I have to be in front of a TV screen. But anyway, I would love for you all to come to those events, and thank you for supporting poetry. My name is Marcus. I am a spirit in drag. I am the father of a lovely, lovely 4-year-old. I am a husband, and I'm happy to be here with you all. We're going to do one poem each tonight, but first we're going to have a amazing, amazing feature. So they came here, when was this? You came here? October 2022. And it was one of those moments where everybody was like, what just happened? So I'm glad that you are coming back. Rach will tell you all about the books and all of the things, but give it up for Just Rach, everybody.
Hey y'all, I'm gonna sit, because that is what I prefer. If I stand, my Ritalin has worn off for the day. I will start dancing and wiggling. Hey, I'm Just Rach. I am a petty Pisces poet princess with a plethora of past plant, and a poet petulant pen that I've been pushing persistently in an effort to produce enough puns to pulverize this pink penis possessing patriarchy. It's so nice to meet y'all. I do poetry and comedy because balance, but I am going to do a poem for y'all today. The first one I'm going to do, I did it here October 2022, and I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but I came back here to bury my grandmother. And I wrote this poem about her as it was part of her eulogy, and then it just kind of kept growing into this thing as I went through grief of understanding me and how to love me best. So I did this piece then, and I barely made it through, and now it's this whole thing. So I'm really excited to see all the open mic people tonight. Just keep planting those seeds and keep going. I am made of the marrow of my mother, and she born from the bones of another. My body then continued this line of love. My daughter will know what she's made of. She comes from a line of audacious, bold women, not content to stay in the cages they were put in. My grandmother gave me a gift by teaching me how to read. She knew this act would give me all I need, so still when I read, it's her voice in my head, sounding out each syllable as she read, words laced in love, pages painted in hugs, and now writing is my favorite drug. I've used the words that she gave me to save me and others from lack of love. But I wonder if she knew the trouble my pen would also stir up. She taught me cursive, thought print a perversive way to write, so she laughed when I combined them in a way that to me felt right. One letter flowed into the next until I felt a break was needed. She let me write things my own way. so I could feel her love watching her read it. Mama, you dipped my soul in the water before you even knew her. Assumed she would be nourished by the stories your father fed you. Presumed she would be fed by the cup your mother handed you. But have you not felt your own hunger, Mama? Didn't you dance through the questions my tiny mouth brought to you with wonder? I made you question the food at your family table. Thirsty for peace in the face of uncertainty, I urged you to source the ingredients of the soul food you fed to me. Tell me, why does a cup of fear mix with just a drop of faith? Who chose to add a pound of doubt over a whole sea of intuitions? Why do the skins and ugly bits go in the trash? We know that's where the nourishment lies. Who curated this menu for our consumption? Who determined what makes it into the final meal? Don't you want to know, Mama? Don't you wonder at their intentions? Was it to nourish and delight you? Or just enough to satiate that immediate craving? Enough to keep your growling insides quiet? And you may have baptized me in the pool of your own understanding, but my soul is parched. So I can no longer feign satisfaction. To not offend a chef you don't even know. I will not take a single bite more to appease your dinner guests that honestly have no taste. But Mama, just because I no longer sit at the table you set doesn't mean my soul isn't fed. I have dug the depths our mothers before us aspired to, searching for what is beautiful and true and delicious, not turning my back when the path got suspicious. And I know that you don't know how sweet it tastes to let go, but I promise you'll understand my hunger for more once you know, because, me, I am a wildflower. So if you cut me just to put me on display for your friends, you'll only enjoy my blooms till an untimely end. Whereas had you left me rooted in place, enjoyed for a moment, then gave space, I'd still remain to feed the bees, gone to seed along with these trees, spread like wildfire throughout this field. Spreading pollen for the farmer's yield. Birds carry my seeds to vacant fields, still in need of that colorful touch that is never too much. But look with your eyes, not your hands. I have thorns for those that don't understand. And as for my daughter is magic, y'all. Yes. Grounded, brown eyes have me transfixed. Then she opens her mouth and I'm bewitched. Because how can someone be this blessed? How can a child be so complex? She's like an ancient river, in the way she just flows. Smoothing stones as she goes, gone long before their roughness, but the current knows. Her love is the ocean I pour all my hope in. She comes to my shore for safe harbor. My daughter's audacity is an arbor. Not one tree, but the whole damn forest. Her wisdom consistently floors us. But she's not for those that can't see through the trees. Because she is dripping in authenticity. My daughter is actually not mine. She is entirely her own. It is just my job to give her a safe home. By answering the questions that she poses, praising her thorns as I do her roses. Be her comfort when she is in pain. Be her sunshine when she is set on rain. Water her roots and nourish her spirit. And when she uses her voice, hear it. My daughter is a teacher that I intend to follow. Even those lessons hard to swallow. She's my mirror, but not exactly a mini-me. She is something both old and new and full of possibilities. I told y'all my daughter is magic. So I believe it, but I can't quite explain it. I can experience it, but I never want to contain it. I am made of the marrow of my mother. And she born from the bones of another. My body then continued this line of love. My daughter will know what she is made of. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out which one I was going to do next. So this is my book, y'all, okay? This book was my divorce journal. And I realized once I made it all the way through that, oh shit, this is good. This could help someone fall in love with themselves. Because when I got divorced and I had no one to talk to and I didn't trust anyone, is when I figured out that it is easier to heal daddy issues than to find a sugar daddy that doesn't want sugar. So you'll see the scrapbook my dad made me for my birthday after I called and asked him for money for a divorce attorney. And now we're best friends. So if you read this book, you can fall in love with yourself. I'm just warning you. But I'm gonna do a quick poem out of here. There is a very long one that goes through my divorce, but I'm just not feeling it today. So someone pick a number between 1 and 55.
44.
44. I wrote it on my daughter's birthday. Your heartbeat once in sync with mine. Tiny movements that swayed with my hips. Perfect soul radiating from within me. Never wanting to share you, but knowing that your light would illuminate this world. Thanks. And now I'm gonna do my new favorite piece. Does everyone consent to hear some bad words?
Yeah.
Okay? That is what consent sounds like. If anyone didn't know, make a mental no. It's an audible yes. There will be a test. So this poem has some bad words, but it's my new favorite right now, and I've been performing it in New Orleans. Y'all can take this time, if you feel awkward at any point in this, to look me up on Instagram at check4newgrowth. There's other fun things to look at there. But this poem is called Ethical Fuck Girl Introspective. Okay, and these are just lessons I learned about myself after a post-divorced hoe phase. My niece and nephew are here, and I'm just really sorry. But yeah, this is good lessons. It's good. Like, I'm 2 years later after I've integrated, processed, went through therapy. Now is the time to hear it. Okay. Pussy power found after purity culture nearly put me in the ground. Such a pleasant distraction. These sensual interactions, pain swiftly clears my head the second I lay on your bed. Grateful for a moment to breathe a vacation from this grief. Vulnerably share how my body has been abused, and then you also express how yours has been used. And some may call this trauma bonding, but with the way my body's responding, I don't care to think of the after. Because whether it ends in tears or laughter, you're in pain and I can't offer healing, but you'll feel relief at least while I'm healing. Besides, isn't victims finding pleasure something we should treasure? So why the contradiction believing hoes don't have convictions? Because it's in the communication and boundaries that you set. This is the lubrication before panties drop for sex. Vulnerably express our dirty but wholesome observations. Rewind. This is the lubrication before panties drop for sex. Share our honest, unfiltered human observations during dirty but wholesome conversations. You know there's something to be said for hookup culture. When intentions are laid out bare, no matter how mature, an authentic exchange of things desired, maybe casual sex done correctly should be admired. An ethical fuck girl introspective. Am I too much? No. Just priced high and difficult to describe, so some dudes ask for discounts before dick has even been delivered. And I'm not opposed to the capitalization of coochie because I operate this big clit energy like a business. Treating my patrons and partners with the utmost respect, but let's not forget who's boss. I'll do my best to clearly convey what is being offered, no fine print, but I have a very impressive verbose vocabulary at my disposal, and I intend to use it to vivaciously vocalize this vibe. I will lay out my availability, both physically and emotionally. It is up to you to verify your needs with what I'm offering. Please do not try to manipulate the proposal before you. My terms are non-negotiable. I already run this energy like a nonprofit. I'm not trying to just take for myself. I'm gathering resources from others that understand that I use the energy they donate to serve a greater purpose. My books are clean and transparent. Everybody's accounted for. I'm not saying my processes are perfect. Sometimes my pussy plays with people and I let her. But when I know better, I do better as consistently as I can. So I am not too much. Just maybe not for you. You are welcome to take your business elsewhere. Thank you for coming. So, obviously, I have been emotionally unavailable while physically attainable. Meaning I've been doing some healing while dealing out orgasms. But I know there is nothing beautiful about a spiral. We romanticize the breaking of hearts, but not the mending. Where are the odes written to the gentle tending? Because I want the same passion and motive from a poet when they're showing how they've been growing as when we first learned how they were burned. I want someone to tell me through happy tears how you put years of fears to rest. Shed a little light to help the rest of us fight that same test, because this is lonely work, y'all. The healing of hurt. So while I've been waiting on someone else to do the creating of this step-by-step guide on how to learn how not to hide, I realize I have been writing it myself. Because the pages of my journal document every hurdle that I have leapt over with grace by leaving space in my day to feel and cry instead of hopping on another guy. You know the healing isn't faster if you pretend it doesn't hurt. And your light will shine brighter once you do that shadow work. I won't lie, it wasn't pretty. Ask my friends, it got pretty shitty. But I hear that on the other side of deconstruction is a beautiful life that comes without instruction. So there's no wrong or right way to do it. Just gotta be yourself to get through it. So when your hands start shaking and voice starts quaking, know you're okay to say what's in your head. You are safe now. For every thought to be heard and word to be said. Thank you. It is not required, but I love secrets. And so there's some postcards over there. And if you have a secret, this could be a funny secret, a serious secret. Here's the thing, when everyone claps and cheers like that, when you're up here, it's a drug. I feel great right now. I am elevated. But tomorrow night, crash. No dopamine left. And at that point, I am gonna pull out y'all's secrets, and they're either gonna make me laugh, they're gonna make me feel grateful and go, I mean, it's not that bad. Or I feel really grateful that someone felt safe to share something with me and can feel that weight come off. So the secrets, they don't go anywhere. I don't post them. They're my emergency dopamine package. So I appreciate your contributions. But I'm just Rach, and I can't wait to hear what y'all bring.
Closing out the night too.
Yes.
That would be awesome. Okay.
Yes, I think I'm gonna do that to your wife early.
Yeah, right on. All right, so our open mic portion is going to start. We are going to take a little break in between it as well, so you all can buy the books. So let's all buy the books and support the poet. Also, gentle note: if you feel like something will be triggering, just say that, and that is completely cool. And on the other side of that, on the same side of that, if you are in the audience and you feel triggered, feel free to walk out. That is completely fine. You have the power to do that, okay? I just want folks to know that. All right, so our first reader of the night. Should I go in random order just to mess with y'all?
People did ask me if it was going to be sequential or popcorn.
That would be a funny experiment, huh? That's all you y'all are like.